This video is about people who are looking for some inspiration when they're starting a new project. Sometimes I come and I want to do some work, but I just can't think of any ideas that come to mind, and I could play on the keyboard, I can just try things for inspiration, but nothing comes. But there's one way that I found that helps a bit is by starting off with a rhythm. And instead of clicking and finding rhythms to do, and you might not think, well, they're not very good and you've just wasted your time and you get a bit despondent, there's something that you can do to speed the process up, and you can actually create interesting rhythms by patterns which are already existing. So what I mean is that if you start a new project, I've got my template open. If you go to pattern 1, and I've gone to groups, and then I've selected a kit. I've actually chosen, I think it's Maschine, I think I chose, I can't remember. Anyways, you choose a kit. Double click on that and it loads, and in the menu section there's all the different sounds. So you have a lot of sounds that I wouldn't have normally chosen, but they're already there to experiment with. So again, you could try playing the keyboard, or you could just put in various rhythms. But another way I've been doing recently is using Midi files. Now, if I go to Files, and then I have my external hard disk, which a lot of my files are on, data files, and if I scroll all the way down, and if I go to a folder which is Midi, click on Midi, and these are all my folders of Midi files. They're actually taken from a Superior drummer. But you can, if you've got EZ drummer or any other VST with drums, they sometimes come with Midi files. Or if you go, most VSTs will have some sort of Midi file within them, and you can just extract these, put them into a folder, and you've got all your Midi files available. So let's just pick any one. This one, for example, and then if I go to, I don't know, disco, and if I go to this one, this is just random, I don't know what I'm choosing, and then if you drag and drop and you put it into this area here and you just let it go, and it's just created, it's just putting the MIDI rhythm on various tracks. And if you play that, okay, not the greatest exciting rhythm out, but at least it's a start. Now what you can do with this is you can highlight sections, for example, one bar here, and then you can just drag it down, for example here, and you can take another section, say the second bar, and you can drag that down, for example here, and then you could play that. Okay, and then you could take a section of that, and you could drag that down even further, and you could take a section of this and drag that down even further still, and you can move individual parts around. The idea is just to take an existing rhythm and mix it up. And however, is at the end, that's the end of the, so you could take, for example, this section and just bring it right down to the bottom. And yeah, you get the idea. You play around with it. So you've got a basic starting point for your rhythms, and then if you choose a different instrument, for example here, you could do the same thing. You could go back to groups, or you could choose a different kit. For example, I don't know what this one sounds like. What's this one? Okay, for example, this one, I've just loaded that one up, and then I go to file section and I pick, let's pick a different one, because that wasn't so exciting. Let's see, not swing, let's go roots, whatever that one is. And again, just random, and you just drop it in. Oh dear. Just drop it in to this section here. And there we have, what is this one? So if I mute this one and just play this one. And just for argument's sake, I play this one over the top. And I can do a rough mix. So we're getting some ideas which sound half decent, and let's say we change it around a bit by pulling this down to here. We can, for example, these, I mean, you can spend more time and actually try out the different, you know, because there's a lot going on here, but I'm just doing this for the video to make it quick. So you can play around with, let's see if I pull this one down to there. It's a good starting block for it, and then you can play improvisations over the top of that, melodies or more rhythms. It's just to inspire you when you're starting out on a new project.